where I wish I had surf. It'd be like the best thing ever. Wait, we can get water pulse. How bad is getting water pulse? Generation 3 water pulse. TMO 3. It's like the final gym. At that point, who cares? That like sucks. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I'm not quite sure if I have. If I have, ignore this. But I think I did mention this, that after we're done Ruby and Sapphire, we're going to be doing a fan game. Then we're going to be doing Fire Red Leaf Green and another fan game. But these two fan games are going to be very small ones or very short ones. Like maybe like, they'll be like maybe like 2-3 sessions long kind of thing. Like they're not going to be too relatively big, where they're going to be like Uranium, Infinite Fusion, or Insurgents, where they're going to be like, you know, like 17 sessions worth kind of thing, like over 150 episodes. They're going to be about maybe like 20, give or take. So they're going to be relatively quick. And then once Emerald is done, we'll do a long fan game. And that fan game will be whichever one I might have wanted to play. And the other thing is that, like, what I can do is I can move on to Generation 4. Or we can play the GameCube games. Now, here's the thing with the GameCube games, okay? I actually do have a GameCube. I do have the GameCube games. The thing is that I don't know if I can use the Elgato that I have, or my capture card, in order to capture it. Because I gotta figure out what the original video and audio cables is, and then find an adapter for HDMI, get it to work, and then play it. So we can have the authentic controller experience. And that's it. Either that, or unless the Nintendo Switch decides to put Pokemon, decides to put GameCube on their vintage console thing. You want to know what's really funny, though? And I thought that this was a very strange thing. And when I talked to my friend about this, I think it was last week, he wasn't too surprised about it. I used to be on my Switch almost like every day, okay? Like every day on my Switch, not 24/7, but you know what I mean though? Like I was always on that thing. Since... was it the beginning of last year? I want to say it was. I want to say it's the beginning of last year. Maybe. Or maybe it was like when Crown Tundra was done. Something like that. I don't know. Like sometime last year, I found myself always having my Switch plugged in, ready to go for videos, but I never actually used it for videos. That makes sense. Okay, when was this? Yeah, February 2024 was the last time I picked it up for video. Huh. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember picking it up. It's been a year since I've actually used my Switch. That is insane, man. And when I mentioned that, he's like, he's not too surprised though. I don't go on my Switch anymore because all of my Switch games I have on PC, except for the Pokemon games, which would be the only reason why I go on the Switch in the first place. But because there was no Pokemon game in November, I didn't have anything to go towards. So, or if there was a Pokemon game that came out in November, that was like more of a side thing, like Mystery Dungeon or something like that, I'm just not interested. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in the main series games. Not to say I haven't played them. I've beaten Blue before. A long, grueling challenge, but I did beat Blue before. I also think I played all the DS ones, I think. I don't know if I did the 3DS ones. But the DS ones I started, I think, and I never finished. Yeah, I think I started them, and then I think I was just, like, learning the controls kind of thing, and then I just dropped it because I wanted to play more Pokemon. And I just went on, like, Soul Silver or whatever at the time. And I just played those more often, and then I completely forgot I even had the Mystery Dungeon. And if those ones are all 3DS, then X and Y or whatever. I never really bothered to play them after that. And that's really the sad thing, though, is that, like, for the Mystery Dungeon games, I've never been... I don't want to say a big fan of them. I've just never seen me play them. And it's like, as I was saying to one of my friends back when we were in school kind of thing. Is like a lot of people's childhoods is usually like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Legend of Zelda, like, you know, like that kind of thing, though. Like a lot of kids-oriented content kind of thing. Mind you, I wouldn't say Yu-Gi-Oh, but that kind of thing, though, right? Like you were grown up with this familiar franchise that you're gonna be like, hey, the new title dropped, here's my money, right? For Legend of Zelda, that wasn't a thing for me. I was never really particularly very, like, I wasn't grown up with it, though. I never grew up with Legend of Zelda at all. So when... I think I was talking to somebody, I can't remember. And they were like, oh, what kind of games do you play? Like, did you play as a kid or something like that? And I said, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And they go, what about... And I think I was playing Breath of the Wild, I think, at the time or something like that, trying to get a feel for the game. They go, oh, so did you play, like, Legend of Zelda as a kid? I go, no, I know I didn't. And he's like, oh, but you're playing Breath of the Wild right now. And I'll go, yeah, I'm trying to get a feel for the game. I never grew up with the Zelda game, so I'm trying to... It's not that I don't know anything about the Zelda games. Like, I think I know a decent enough that I can pass as a little fan of the game, but that's it. Like, out of all the Legend of Zelda games that I played, which is not a lot, by the way, I've played Hyrule Warriors, which is my favorite. 5 special attack, I'll take it. I'm gonna take as much as I can get for Flannery. But Hyrule Warriors was my favorite. By far. I really liked that game. I really liked the content that it had, so that's my opinion. But I prefer those kinds of things. They were really fun. What was the other one that I played? I know like, as I said, I played Breath of the Wild. I didn't get very far, though, but that was more so because I was trying to get a feel for the game. And I don't know what it was. I just didn't feel like it was that great of a game, in my opinion. Maybe that was because of the Switch. I don't know. Maybe that was just because my Switch had terrible performance with it. Or maybe it was because it was trying to load on a 4K TV. Yeah, my Switch was trying to play on a 4K TV with Breath of the Wild, and it was just lagging all over the place, and I just went, you know what, I don't like this game. I tried. I think I was still in the tutorial area. Again, still trying to get a feel for the game itself. Okay, I want to see how far my EVs for special attack are. I know I shouldn't be using Pika Hex though, but I have the convenience for it, so I'm going to use it to my advantage. 126 special attack, we're gonna have to make it work. Okay. I don't have anything that you can hold that's gonna be pretty decent though. But I could definitely tell you one thing though. Anything is better than Macho Brace. At least for this. I can hope that it acts like a berry. That's all I can think of. Ooh. Should I go back and get Brina burnt? Watch, Hugs Bella will give me a leftovers, and I'm gonna be like, well, Balmore, you're gonna have leftovers then. Oh no, wait, the grass isn't on this side. Yeah. If only I had a bike. I know I can get a bike. Don't go spam in the comments. I know you can get a bike. We're gonna go get Brina burnt so that we have guts active. That's not called burning me. That's called tackling me. But yeah, I think I did those. I think those are the only two Legend of Zelda games I mostly played. I think the only other one that I remember playing was Phantom Hourglass, and I didn't mind that one. I think I was watching a lot. I think not a lot of Zelda, like YouTubers kind of thing. I think I was watching like 2, and they're like, "Oh, it's one of the worst ones possible." And I was like, seriously? Like, I didn't find it was that bad. Maybe it was because it was the only Legend of Zelda game I had on the DS that I actually paid for. And what I mean is that, like, it's one that I paid with my money kind of thing. Like, not used as, like, I didn't get it as a Christmas gift or birthday gift kind of thing. Like, I think I traded it. I think I traded a bunch of games for it. Traded a bunch of games at GameStop, and then I just bought the rest, like, paid the rest of it. Was it that game or was it a different one? I can't remember. No, I think it was the Assassin's Creed one, wasn't it? Ah, brain, this is not the time that you should blank on this. Oh, did I accidentally take it out? Whoops. So now Brina has one more special attack. EV, great. That's one less off the speed EVs that I can use. I think I got frustrated that I didn't get burned. Yes, because I think I traded in a bunch of Game Boy games. Yeah, I think I traded in a bunch of Game Boy games, and I traded like a Mario DS game, and they gave me like $5 or $6, I think, of store credit. And I think I bought a used Assassin's Creed for the DS, which was like $10. Like, if I knew now, like, if I had the same knowledge as I did now, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gotten way more value if I would have actually kept the games and sold them online. But I was a kid. I was like, what, I think 10 at this time? And back then, we didn't have Amazon. We didn't have, like, Facebook Marketplace or something like that, where you can go and do that kind of thing. Like EB Games or GameStop was, like, where you wanted to go. EB Games is GameStop. It's just another store name that they use. Anyway. So, like, it was... Like, it was confusing, though. Like, you want a new game for your DS because you played all the ones that you have, but you also don't like their trade-in fee, like, because I think I did a lot to try and trade in for like a new game. I think it was like a new Game Boy game. Can't remember what it was. And I traded in like a whole bunch of games. So they probably made like a lot of money from that. and they only gave me $6. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe it was like 10. Because I think the Assassin's Creed game was either 10 or $15, and I knew like I took off like a decent chunk of that. But it wasn't enough to buy the full game. That's kind of the weird thing that's in my mind nowadays, though, is like I traded in a perfectly pristine DS game. I didn't have the case. That probably got destroyed somewhere. Or was probably misplaced, I don't know. But it was a pristine DS game. I don't really play Mario games, so that's why I was getting rid of it. And I practically like traded in, and I wanted to, you know, take a look around, and I don't even know. Maybe if they gave me a bigger store credit, maybe I would have had, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that Assassin's Creed game. I played it. I didn't mind it. I don't remember what happened with it. I might have lost it. Yeah, that's the thing when you have the cartridges that are smaller than what your old ones were. I like how back when I was a kid, I used to praise Game Boy cartridges for being so big that you can't forget